Hey guys, Ernie here and welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Today we continue our taste testing series on the current 24 MRE menus. At the end of our tasting, we'll give it a review and let you guys know what we think about it. So stay tuned for menu number 13, cheese tortellini and tomato sauce. Thanks for watching. Okay, so here is menu number 13, cheese, tortellini, and tomato sauce. This is again from the MRE company, Evansville, Indiana. Production code is the 178th day of 2018. Yeah, there we go. As usual, first and foremost, we've got our main meal, which is cheese tortellini, and we've got our little sleeve, which we will use with our FRH to warm this up. We've got some recovery trail mix. Oh, interesting. First time I've ever had this, a vanilla pudding dessert powder. That ought to be interesting. All right, another first, chocolate peanut spread. Hopefully we've got some crackers or something we can use that with. And we do. Here are some crackers, just plain white crackers. We've got our beverage base. This is a beverage powder grape, not my favorite flavor that we've ever had in an MRE. We've got our MRE spoon. We've got a little bit of hot sauce. We've got our FRH and our beverage bag. Inside of our accessory pack, we've got toilet paper, moist towelette, coffee creamer, coffee instant type 2, freeze dried, 2 pieces of gum, very excellently, some Splenda, which always makes the coffee better, and a little bit of ionized salt. That's a look at what comes inside. We are going to get our cheese tortellini heating in the FRH, get all this out onto a tray, and see how it tastes. So let's start by making our drinks. We're gonna start with our coffee, freeze dried coffee, creamer, and a pretty big savior in my eyes for the coffee, which is some sweetener, some Splenda in this case. Calls for 6 ounces of water, so we've got about 8 ounces in here heated, so we're not gonna put it all in there. That ought to do it. Just give that a little stir. It's got that familiar, not so tasty coffee smell. Put our top on, and we'll try it in a little bit. Now this is a carbohydrate electrolyte beverage powder, and that gives this great beverage just a little bit of an odd flavor. I've had it several times. It's probably the one drink that I like the least so far out of all of the MREs. Calls for 12 ounces of water, and I've got a nice convenient 12-ounce mark here on my bottle. Give this a good stir to make sure it gets dissolved well. We've got our 2 drinks, our grape electrolyte base and our coffee. Let's get our food heating in the FRH and our food out onto a tray. All right, let's look at the rest of our food here. The vanilla pudding dessert powder. So you purify your water, tear the pouch, add 4 ounces of water, or about 1/6 of a canteen cup. Fold firmly top, shake for 60 seconds, finish stirring with a spoon, and consume promptly within 1 hour. Now I know this is a 2-ounce Nalgene, so I'm just gonna put 2 of these in there. All right, there's the rest. Now we will carefully fold this over. I want to make sure we don't have any massive amounts of spillage here. All right, that's been 60 seconds. It definitely sounds a little different. What I'm gonna do is leave this be for the next couple minutes. Let's put it right here and open up a couple of our other items. We're gonna look at our recovery trail mix. We've had this before. Let's see what's inside. Yep, very much like last time. All right, we've got our crackers. Let's open those bad boys up. Here we go. Let's get them out without breaking them, hopefully. First time I've had this, which is the chocolate peanut spread. Gonna get this nice and malleable here. We're gonna put 1 piece here, 1 piece there. It smells like smushed up peanut M&Ms, to be honest with you. So we're just gonna put a little bit on this one. It's kind of like peanut Nutella, I guess, in a way, huh? And we're just gonna spread that out a little bit. Just straight up carbs and sweet. It's basically like a dessert. And that's what we're gonna treat it as. Similarly, this pudding should be pretty dessert-like. So let's see what we got. It's gonna take quite a bit to get it out because it is very congealed and gelatinous. I'm starting to envision right now, we've got this vanilla stuff, maybe like a little Boston cream pie type thing going with the vanilla and the chocolate. Find out here in a little bit. All right, I'm gonna check on our tortellini, see how they feel. Oh wow, yeah, they're hot. All right, so we're good on the tortellini. There are our tortellini, nice big chunks of tortellini. So there is our meal. Let's do a little taste testing and see what we got. Okay, so I think we're gonna start with our trail mix here. I've had this before. Pretzel balls are very, very nice. I have some peanuts, some almonds. So that's a little dry, and that leads us right into our drinks. Normally we start with our drinks, but we went a little crazy today. We're gonna try this grape electrolyte beverage base. Yeah, again, the grape beverage base is the most artificial tasting of any of drinks that I've tried in the MREs. It's tolerable, it's okay. It's just not that great. The orange is wonderful, the lime is really good. So the grape kind of, not the best. Our coffee, if you watch my review series, you know that I'm not the biggest fan of the coffee instant type 2. This one mercifully did have some sweetener, so that's good. Yeah, the sweetener makes a big difference. Tastes better with it. It really does make a big difference. So it's just kind of a poor quality, bitter tasting instant coffee. But hey, it's coffee, so sometimes that's what's got to do. So next we're going to try our pudding. This is a very thick pudding. I'm very impressed with how it's set up. Looks quite good. Let's give it a try. Wow, that's interesting. It's good. It's almost got a strong flavor of sweetened condensed milk. If you like sweetened condensed milk, which by the way, I do, you're really going to like this. Oh yeah, it's like a soft version of sweet condensed milk. That is good. Like I said, I'm really feeling a Boston cream type situation here. Chocolate peanut butter on top, cracker on the bottom, little vanilla. Anyway, we'll get there. Let's try our cheese tortellini. Nice big pieces of tortellini. Let's try a little bit of the tomato sauce on its own. It's nice and warm. Like a lot of the tomato sauces in the MREs, really heavy ketchup based flavor, a little bit sweet, but it's good. Yeah, the key is to get this nice and warm. I can see where the cheese inside could get kind of hard. This is nice and warm and is quite good. Tastes like, common variety cheese tortellini. It does taste somewhat processed and obviously somewhat canned flavor, but it's very good. Definitely not bad at all. Now I'm gonna give, let's get a little drink here. All right, I'm gonna give this a try on its own. This again is the chocolate peanut spread, which the best way I can describe it, it tastes like peanut M&Ms that are just kind of mushed all together. And if you like that, it's really good. That's good. It tastes a lot like peanut butter, but you just get a little bit of chocolate flavor. All right, I can't resist. We're gonna do a little Boston cream type thing here. Vanilla pudding. You can see, this vanilla pudding is stiff, Let's give it a try with the cracker and the chocolate peanut butter spread. Oh yeah. Certainly I'm not the first to do that, but that is really good. That may be the best flavor combination I've had out of any MRE. We're gonna do it again. Vanilla pudding on top of some chocolate peanut spread and a cracker. Oh man, first rate dessert. Oh, that's good. A little coffee. Okay, so excuse me while I finish off some of these yummies here. Then we're gonna regroup and give this thing a rating. Oh man, that was a pretty good MRE, especially that dessert. Let's talk about it. As usual, guys, we're gonna go through and give the MRE a rating. We're gonna give each individual component a rating and then the overall meal a rating. Our rating system is pretty simple. It's 1 to 10. A 1 is food that I would hesitate to feed to my dogs. A 5 is food that is tolerable, but I wouldn't necessarily call enjoyable. 10, of course, is food that I would eat any day of the week, no questions asked. We'll start with our drinks as normal. The coffee, as y'all have seen in my prior videos. If you haven't, make sure you check them out. I'll leave a link down below to all the different MRE reviews that I've done. But this coffee instant type 2 is not my favorite. I give it a 5. Today, I will give it a 6 because of the addition of the Splenda. It's tolerable, it's coffee, it's caffeine, it's hot. It'll work if you're cold and if you need to wake up, but the quality isn't that good. Most of the time, the drinks in these MREs are very, very good. The grape is the one that I like the least, although it's still very tolerable. It just tastes super artificial, and I think that's because of the electrolytes that they're adding. Regardless, we're gonna give it a 6. Most of the time, the drinks are 7 or an 8. This is a 6 because it just tastes so artificial. Recovery trail mix is excellent. Lots of almonds, lots of peanuts, very salty and refreshing. Quite a few pieces of pretzels. All these things are just familiar flavors. And I think that that's a big deal to the soldiers. Having familiar flavors kind of brings them back to home. I think that's nice out in the field. I have mentioned before, and I mentioned earlier in the video, I think adding some raisins would be a really nice touch. A little sweetness with all that savoriness would be great. Overall, you can't complain. The trail mix is an 8. Excellent components, we'll give it an 8. Moving over to the tortellini, it's kind of our main dish, of course. It's a run-of-the-mill type main dish. It doesn't taste as canned as a lot of times I expected it to. I expected a little bit more of a Chef Boyardee flavor. When you eat that Chef Boyardee, the inside of the tortellini or the ravioli are just mushy and kind of not really discernible. These are much better. They have some substance to them. I think it's a pretty good meal. We're gonna give the tortellini a 7. Then we move to the dessert. Now, of course, the crackers and the peanut butter spread, I don't know if they expect that to be a dessert, but in my book it is. Talked about it, the chocolate peanut spread tastes like chocolate M&Ms, kind of all whizzed up together, which is wonderful. Put that on a cracker on its own. Those two things are really, really good. The chocolate spread, we're gonna give an 8. The crackers, we're gonna give a 7. Now we'll move over to the pudding. Now the pudding is something that I wasn't sure I would like. I tend to not like vanilla pudding. But this vanilla pudding has a secret. It tastes like sweetened condensed milk, and I love sweetened condensed milk. It got very, very stiff, a really good pudding. As you can see, it had no runniness, which is just the way a pudding should be. The pudding itself is a 9. And that's saying a lot because I don't like pudding that much. But if you put together the chocolate peanut spread, the cracker, and the pudding, we got a 10, folks. We have a 10. Absolutely. I would sit down and eat probably 10 of those. All 3 components of this dessert are phenomenal. Put them all together and they are over the top. We're giving them a 10. So where does this leave this meal overall? Well, the tortellini is pretty good. The drinks are not great, but the dessert is awesome. So I've got to give this meal an 8. When you finish your meal with something as good as what I'm dubbing the Boston cream pie crackers, you are going to get a high score. We are going to give an 8 to menu number 13, cheese tortellini and tomato sauce. As always, guys, I truly appreciate you checking out the Paleo Hiker MD channel. If you don't mind, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up down below. It helps spread things across YouTube. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any videos, hit that subscription button. If you want to be absolutely sure that my videos show up on your feed, hit that little ding dong bell, and you will be the first to know. We are past cross flags, halfway home to the end of our 24 current MRE menus. This taste testing has been great so far, having a good time doing it. We're in the middle of a little vegetarian stretch, which hasn't been too bad. Make sure you check down below for the playlist for all the MRE reviews that I'm doing, and we'll continue to do these over the next couple of months. As always, guys, I appreciate you checking out the Paleo Hiker MD channel, and stay tuned for more videos soon.